The new Emerald Central condominium, starting from 3.1 million baht. Visit the booth at Central Festival. The new Emerald Central condominium. Quality living, quality condo.
Did you know that the Phuket News, Live 89.5, Novosti Phuketa and Phuket News TV are all part of the same company? Class Act Media, your island, your media partner.
Welcome to our very first Phuket in Review, a look back at the week that was. Apart from watching the program online, you'll also be able to watch it up to 50 times a week on Phuket Cable TV and KPP Cable TV. It was a good week if you were hoping for some breakthrough in the long-awaited public transport debacle on the island. At last, it seems the tuk-tuks and taxis will have a bit of competition. Well, at least it's a start. The long-awaited bus service from Phuket International Airport to Patong will launch on July 1st. This was confirmed in a meeting this week at Phuket Provincial Hall. The buses are going to leave Phuket International Airport every hour and head southward. We just have to wait to see if tuk-tuk and taxi drivers stage any sort of protests. If everything runs okay, the bus route will extend further down the west coast to Karon and Kata. We'll be taking you on the very first bus ride when the first bus leaves the airport. That report in the next few weeks. Hopefully there's nothing much to show you. Some remarkable footage released this week when Vasily Tubayev, a visitor from Russia, had a gun pointed at his head by a Thai man in what appeared to be a misunderstanding over a Thai woman.
You know, sit down. Sit down! You know, Gan.
Certainly not the first time this sort of misunderstanding has happened, but you don't usually get to see the assault on video. Mr. Tubayev must have suspected something was going to happen as he set up the video camera to record the knock on the door. But I'm sure even he didn't expect what was going to happen next. Apparently the misunderstanding was over a Thai girl named Gan, whom he'd befriended during his stay at the PK Mansion in Phuket town. What Mr. Tubayev didn't know that Gan was married and her husband decided to pay the Russian visitor a visit.
You go back Russia. You live in dead.
Since this footage, the aggrieved Thai husband has been arrested and awaiting his time in court. Apparently, he offered Mr. Tubayev apologies and 10,000 baht compensation. Mr. Tubayev declined either offer. The Russian has since left Thailand, probably heeding the advice never to return. Apparently, the gun was a replica and couldn't fire bullets anyway. The moral of the story, just never open your front door. You've had your say about this amazing footage. Joe felt bad for both guys. The wife needs to be blamed for this mess. Johnny Murray, whether or not the story is true or not, every Farang can tell you that they've experienced a firearm being produced by a Thai at some stage or another. Phuket prices are increasing to what will become Western prices. Will the tourists still visit when other destinations are cheaper and less perilous? Nicholas Ian Cortese. This woman made a cuckold out of her husband and took advantage of a foreigner who didn't know she was married. I feel sorry for the husband, but his anger is misdirected. Oktup Nai, you don't mess with others' wives. It's the same rule around the world, bro, not just in Thailand. More risky business this time, a report in the Bangkok Post which listed Australians as statistically the most likely tourists to die or be harmed whilst here in Phuket. Tim Newton headed down to Patong to find out what you thought.
We're here in Patong Beach. An article came out yesterday in the Bangkok Post saying that Australians statistically were the most likely to get harmed or get themselves into trouble whilst here in Phuket. I wonder why that is.
They're rowdy. Maybe?
Because they get rowdy when they're boozed and try and fight people.
I can only imagine that they drink far too much and just get too relaxed with their surroundings and forget that they're not in their own country. So.
Why do you think?
Exactly what my son said.
I have no... Oh, because they're drunk all the time.
Because we like our alcohol.
Because I think that they start to drink in the daytime.
Well, we haven't been harmed.
We haven't been in trouble, but if it did happen, probably not knowing the local laws.
No, we don't really have boundaries here. I don't know.
I've seen a few fights down on the beach, and I'm pretty sure there's Australians, so sounds about right to me, yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's because it's quite far to come as well from Australia, so maybe they want to enjoy it to the full and then just get into trouble and stuff like that.
I'm not sure, just I don't believe that statement is true. I think it's safe.
Maybe their confidence.
We haven't been here of a night time, so this is our first night here. But looking at the number of bars, and it just seems like it's a fairly wild place. So I imagine there's lots of alcohol, and then boys will be boys, I would say.
First time to Phuket?
Yeah.
Liking it? Tell us what you like about it.
I like it how everything's, you can do whatever you want, you know.
They're quite leery, they've got a big ego, and they like to drink, I guess, so it all sums up, really.
Fights, I would have thought, and muggings.
Why are Australians more likely to drink than other cultures? Why do you think that is?
I have to say that we Swedish people, we can also drink, but we start later in the afternoon.
Alcohol. We like alcohol a lot.
Well, I would have thought alcohol, and then who knows, motorbike accidents.
Oh, the usual things that get Australians into trouble, too much drinking.
Yeah, because we drink a lot.
English, I believe we're more laid back. We don't really like to get into fights. Australians, I think they need to prove a point to the women. They like to be all big and rowdy, and I think they cause a lot more trouble than us, definitely.
They come here, they drink too much, don't know what they're doing, and yeah.
Same things that get them into trouble in Australia.
I think it's New Zealanders are more polite than Australians towards other people, other cultures, sort of type thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
As a New Zealander, have you had that happen to you often?
Only when I'm in Australia. They don't tend to fight in New Zealand.
Why do you think there are safety problems here in Phuket?
Nah, I haven't seen any. I haven't had any problem with anything. No, everyone seems real friendly.
I have no idea at all. The Australian people I know is very nice, so don't think they go to trouble. Actually, our princess is from Australia, Tasmania, and she's very popular in our country.
She wouldn't get into any trouble here in Phuket, would she?
I hope not.
Oh, because they take risks. They're not afraid. They go on those crazy mopeds and stuff. I'm Australian, but I wouldn't do that, but they do.
People think we're Australian as well, going about, because we
Yeah,
keep
people
skins,
think
so
we're Australian.
Like that accent?
Well, no, like we're walking past and like, Sheila.
Carried away with the footy probably, the AFL, the rugby. Get a little bit exuberant and run amok.
I don't really. I've met quite a few Australians and they seem quite laid back as well.
Maybe they're too laid back, so you don't take enough car.
Yeah, but so are we though as well. So
well, maybe we'll get beat up tonight.
I know. Don't say that. We'll prove it wrong. We'll change your statistics.
Ladies, thank you very much and enjoy your time here in Phuket.
Thank you.
Well, I think there was a pretty strong theme in all of that. Sadly, it looks like Australians have a very solid reputation around the world for overindulging. There have been protests over the last 2 Sundays at Sapan Hin. What started out as a protest over some comments from the Deputy Thai PM have escalated into a more general anti-government protest. Tim Newton was speaking to one of the organisers, Kun Kurich.
Tell us about your next protest.
Next protest in Phuket. All around Thailand, all will be the same. Is every Sunday. So in Phuket, for our next protest will be at the roundabout of the clock roundabout. But for our next protest, it's not the one same as last week that we must use a lot of money. That all the money also come from us, and one person who spend the money also. And other committee, it means all the people that we are not Democrat Party, we are not MP, we are not the mayor, but we have only the volunteer heart to get some money that from our working, from our business to share out, to hire the state, to hire all the equipment to use that. So we cannot spend so much. So for our next protest, we will not do that. Our next one we'll have only a group of people come out to show the paper, to write down something that we don't want or we want to against.
That was Tim Newton speaking to Kungrich about what we've been calling the white mask protests. We've had a lot of wet weather, if we needed any proof that we're well and truly into the wet season this year. And it's also been very windy along the west coast beaches. The strong southwest winds have brought about some very dangerous sea conditions, and we've started to report the many drownings that occur at this time each year. Last week, a Chinese tourist, Li Ran, 30, drowned while on a trip to Ratcha Yai Island. We understand that the gentleman went into the sea on his own and wasn't wearing a buoyancy aid. According to witnesses, people saw that he was in trouble and tried to save him, but the waves were too strong, and by the time they got to him, it was too late. Sadly, we know we'll be reporting a lot more of these preventable drownings here at Clarsat Media. There was a delegation of European ambassadors on the island during the week to meet with officials in what has become a frequent discussion from the world's ambassadors here in Thailand about problems in Phuket. All the usual topics were brought up again: tuk-tuks, extortionate taxi fares, safety problems and the lack of public transportation. This year the meeting coincided with the 87th birthday celebrations of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, and the British ambassador hosted a lavish event at the Royal Phuket Marina. Apart from all the pomp and ceremony, the British ambassador to Thailand and the Australian consul here in Phuket brought us up to date with the meetings held with officials.
I've come down, in fact, with the other ambassadors from the European Union, so about 20 of us, and we're going to be having meetings today and tomorrow. We've met with the governor and met with honorary consuls and tour operators. Obviously, Phuket's an important tourism destination for a lot of European countries, including the UK. People enjoy coming here, but there are issues that we need to work on together to ensure that the destination doesn't lose its appeal, and I think we need to make progress on that.
I think everyone knows the main concerns, and the concerns have been elaborated over the past 10 years. Transport obviously is number one. The big test next week with the buses, whether the buses will be allowed to go or whether they'll be blockaded. The jet skis. But overall, the problems with the extortion of a lot of the tourists here, tourists and expats here, it's a big problem. It needs to be addressed. Hopefully today's meeting with both the ambassadors and also with the governor will have some effect. We hope so.
At the moment, there is concern about the behaviour of certain of the taxi and tuk-tuk drivers here, and I think that this is recognised by the local authorities. What will be important, though, if tourism here is not to be damaged, is to ensure that we get a transportation system which is affordable and people can believe it.
And finally, an awful prank to promote the release of the new Thai horror film last summer. Some very cruel and devious people set up some props in a public bathroom to mimic some of the scenes in the film. These included flashing fluorescent lights, locked doors so the helpless victims couldn't get out, and a suitcase with blood coming out of it and the ability to move around the room. There was also an actor dressed up as a zombie to freak them out. Every horror film has to have zombies these days. All I can say is I'm glad it wasn't me in the bathroom. It would have totally freaked me out. Thanks for joining me on our very first Phuket in Review. We'll have a new program every week for you. You can see the program on our Facebook page at thephuketnews.com by clicking TV, or on Phuket Cable TV and KPP Cable TV up to 50 times a week. See you next time. I'm Kirsty Meyer.
Are you insured? Well, you should be. You've seen how many accidents happen on the road here. You also know how costly hospital stays can be. Why not have a total peace of mind and get yourself covered whilst living the dream here in Phuket? AA Insurance has all its policies underwritten by international reputable companies, giving you insurance solutions designed especially for expats. For more details, contact 076 612 550 or info@classactmedia.co.th.
The Thailand Grand Sale has come to Central Department Store Phuket, Thailand's grandest sale for the world's biggest shopper, a sale of 30 to 70% off from today until June 23rd. Central Department Store Phuket sponsors of Phuket News TV and proud suppliers of clothes for Kirsty and Tim.
Hello, and here we are with Arnold this week in Phuket program, where we take you out and about to the island's space event. This week, we take you on a unique surfing event with a different, also a look at a beautiful new property development overlooking Patong Bay. We will have Stash here in the studio previewing all the best events coming up on the island. And finally, we'll take you to some pop music treasures down at the Hard Rock Cafe.
So, can you tell roughly what the value of the whole collection?
Well, look, it's broken down. It's well over 3 million baht. So, looking about 3 to 3.5 million baht as a collective price tag.
This week, we start in Kata Beach with some amazing action at the Surf House Phuket. This float tank was constructed right on Kata Beach 3 months ago, and last weekend they held the very first Flow Jam event with the competitors coming from all over the regions.
Well, it started in San Diego. The company called Wavelock started to develop all these sheet waves machines, and it slowly spread around the world, and now it's quite strong in Asia. We got venues in Singapore, Malaysia, Bangkok, and now we finally got one here in Phuket. Well, we've been planning it for quite a while with a friend of mine who is one of the local surfer guys here, and I mean, it's a surf destination, but a lot of the time of the year the waves are not that good, and then we get into the high season and it's like flat as a pancake. So we thought we need something to do for all the surfers, so that's why the idea came from. It's really like a precise sport that usually when you manage some board sport, you think that you can do it straight away, but actually it's going to take you a few hours to set your balance right, and a lot of the things are kind of opposite that in surfing or skateboarding or something like that with how your weight goes and that. But if I would have to pick up the closest thing, I would probably say that if you're going downhill with a snowboard on powder snow, that's probably the closest thing I could imagine.
5 plan to switch, switching it up. 3 sharp front, 4, 3, 2. Heel flip.
We do have some expat privileges, especially now on the low season, so bunch of promotions, like you can have a membership and get some discounts, and also for the food and beverage side and stuff like that. And we have a junior program, so our instructors teach the juniors weekly for free. So just bring your kids here and you can have a go.
That looks amazing. Really want to try that out myself one day. Sash is coming up soon with a guide to events coming up on the island over the next few weeks. But first, let's visit a really beautiful development taking shape on the hills overlooking Patong Bay. Kirsty Meyer reports.
The Amari Coral Beach Hotel has been established on a magnificent patch of land overlooking Patong Bay for many years. Now the brand new Amari residences are being constructed to provide a residential option for the site, certainly one of the best vantage points around Patong Beach. Amari Residences Phuket will include 148 residences plus 12 exclusive villas. As part of the larger Amari Resort property, residents will have access to all the resort amenities, plus a new private clubhouse propped right over Patong Bay. It will certainly be a great place to entertain. The new residences come in 1 and 2 bedroom layouts, plus some stunning 3-bedroom pool villas. The prices start at 6.93 million baht for a 1-bedroom apartment, and your view is forever. The tonings for the villas are very sympathetic to the surroundings and take on the natural tones of the timber and coral colours, muted browns and greys with a splash of blue to provide decorative highlights. The 1-bedroom apartments are not huge at around 44 to 52 square metres, but the 2-bedroom layout is up to 102 square metres and appears even larger with a very open feel and plenty of window space facing Patong Bay. The private pool villas are just vast and will provide one of the most luxurious offerings on the island. The price of these villas hasn't been disclosed as yet. There are already finished apartments to view, plus a comprehensive range of material to read with all the details. Probably the most surprising aspect of the project so far is that most of the apartments sold to date have been to local Thai buyers. Looking across Patong Bay, 10 minutes out of the hub of Patong Beach, the Amari Residences will provide you with either a spectacular home or a solid investment with a guarantee of a 6% return for the first 3 years. You can find out more about the Amari Residences by going to amarирesidences.com or by contacting the CBRE Real Estate Group.
Now it's time to hear from Sash about the events coming up around Phuket over the next few weeks. Sash?
Thank you, Alice. Kajon Kiat International School Phuket is proud to present their end-of-year show Red Riding Hood in Fairyland, inviting all members of the Phuket community for the performance starting at 6:30 p.m. on the 28th of June at the Phuket Merlin Hotel. There's no ticket fee, but donations will be collected on the evening for the Good Shepherd Foundation. So please contact via email to reserve seats at ip@kajonkiatsuksa.ac.th. This year's Laguna Phuket Summer Family Festival during July and August offers a range of free activities for youngsters and parents at the resort's Latitude Marquee, including a top-class soccer school, fun kids golf lessons, and dynamic Zumba fitness classes. The Latitude will be transformed into a carnival big top tent with zoned activity areas during the days and the evenings of the festival. For more information, go to lagunaphuket.com/events/family-festival. The Andaman Painting Contest is an event to encourage the newer generation in the southern provinces to get into art and become better artists. The theme this year is to urge people to conserve the natural resources. So head down to Lan Nawamin in Phuket town on June 22nd. And for more information, go to facebook.com/Andaman Painting Contest 2013. And finally, the Building, Construction and Decor exhibition is coming to Phuket. Andaman Coastline's best building construction and decor exhibition for construction tools, materials, architectural designs, and decor items with a wide range of products and technology. The venue is on the second floor at the Royal Phuket City Hotel from the 25th to the 28th of July. Looking forward to seeing you at some of those events. Thank you, Alice.
Thank you, Sash, and we look forward to going to many of those events and seeing you all there. Phuket News TV had a sneak preview of the Treasure of the Hard Rock, which is touring the world at the moment. So we took our cameras down to the Hard Rock Cafe in Patong to see some rock music history.
This week in Phuket, I'm at the Hard Rock Cafe here. They've got Treasure of the Hard Rocks going on, but we're not going to show you too much of the exhibition because we want you to come in and have a look at it. We're going to go speak to Mr. Gerard Kaleo, the General Manager of Hard Rock Cafe Phuket, who can tell us more about it. So let's go and meet him now. So we invite Mr. Gerard Kaleo, the General Manager of Hard Rock Cafe Phuket. Hello.
Hi Alice, how are you?
Oh, doing good. This is a great place to be.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's thankfully the weather has held up a little bit for us today. It's been a few really bad days of rain, and the gods and Buddha has looked down upon us. So we have some nice weather today.
Yeah, really nice one. Well, we'd like you to tell us a little bit more about the collections here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, look. This is one of 3 travelling shows that the Hard Rock have, and basically they travel concurrently throughout the world. Today we are presenting what's called Rock and Pop Fashion, 50 years of rock and pop fashion, and it's a celebration of iconic artists who are quite well known for their fashion and dress sense throughout the world.
What's this collection been so far?
Okay, well, the collection was down up in Surfers Paradise not too long ago, up until about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks. Actually, prior to that, it was in Sydney, my hometown, so big hi to everyone back in Sydney. And after that, it's gone to Singapore, travelling, and now it's down here in Phuket. After here, when we complete on the 23rd, it will go to up to Bangkok and then on to Pattaya as well.
Phuket is the first place in Thailand.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, can you tell roughly what the value of the whole collection?
Well, look, it's broken down. It's well over 3 million baht. So, looking about 3 to 3.5 million baht as a collective price tag. Could even be a little bit more, but that's sort of what we've been given at, and that's how it goes. Basically, there's 10 artists that are on show here. Everyone ranging, from Elvis Presley. We cover all genres here. There's Elvis Presley. We've got the Rolling Stones from Mick Jagger, Ron Wood, Britney Spears for the Britney Spears fans. It's the very first film clip, Baby One More Time. The waitress outfit, which is very befitting here for Hard Rock because it's very similar to the uniform that our girls wear here. The little truck stop, the little truck stop outfit. Yeah. So we have that one here. There's things from Justin Timberlake, Johnny Cash, Mark Bolan from T-Rex, Lady Gaga. Her outfit is actually the most expensive outfit that we have on show for this show. It's valued at upwards of over 800,000 baht. It was featured on the cover of March Vogue. She was designed by a very famous Belgian designer. So that was also featured on the cover of Vogue. That's our most expensive piece we have here. And stuff from Prince as well.
Yeah.
And Gwen Stefani from No Doubt. So yeah, it's quite a bit of something for everyone.
So who decided, what artists that you put on the collection?
Yeah. Well, this is a collection. It's basically chosen. It's out of the vaults, the Hard Rock vaults, based out of Orlando. The memorabilia warehouse, or the vault as they like to call it, it's based in Orlando, Florida. It's basically Hard Rock. They own the world's biggest collection of rock memorabilia in the world, and are world famous for it. And so I think, the big guys down there have decided what they want to send on tour, and there's actually, they take pieces out of the cafes as well. Things that iconic pieces. So I was actually down in LA in Hollywood Hard Rock for the last couple of months, and they have Elvis's jumpsuit, which basically lives there, but it's been taken out for the tour, and that's unfortunately we didn't get that one. I think that's on the other tour in the UK, and stuff from Madonna as well. And so out of the vaults, and also they actually take it out of other cafes around the world.
So when people can come and see it here in Phuket?
Okay, well, we kick off basically from tomorrow. The 18th, we'll be having our VIP launch party this evening, and then basically from tomorrow at 11 a.m. Doors are open, where it's open to the general public. It is a free show as well, so we invite anyone that would like to come by to have a look at it. It's just something added, value added for people to come down to the Hard Rock and have a look. And it runs right through to the 23rd. So 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. It's open right through all day. And we have our Vibe hosts as well that are here and willing to show everyone around and tell them a little bit about each and every piece.
Hope you have chance to come up here to Hard Rock Cafe Phuket from today until the 23rd of June. We'll be here. Thank you very much for joining us.
We're sorry we didn't get to show you much of the actual display, but we didn't want to ruin the surprise. That's all for this week in Phuket this week. We hope to see you at an event very soon. Maybe you'll be one of our next reports. Thanks for watching.
The Treasures of the Hard Rock, a limited time engagement to see some exclusive music memorabilia. Head to the Hard Rock Cafe Phuket, June 17 to 23. Free entry from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. each day. The Treasures of the Hard Rock, heading your way from June 17.
Phuket News TV is the island's newest source of news and information, and it's all in glorious high definition. Put yourself in the picture and expose your business to thousands of English-speaking viewers on the island. It's easy and probably more affordable than you think. Contact sales@classacmedia.co.th or call 076 612 550. Phuket News TV, putting you in the picture.